Alright, I'm gonna make a little video here on what's going on. Try to figure out by the numbers. I have a hypothesis here. I think that the DigiByte stuff is fake for the most part. The following, the users, the transactions, everything. And I just want to tell for myself by the numbers and just record it, which I may or may not post this, I don't know. I make videos like this a lot and throw it in the archive for later. But let's just find out. I've ran a DigiByte node for a long time. And, so Totality Wallet has only got like a couple hundred users of DigiByte. And it's been out for 2 years. And then the DigiByte wallet, which everybody said they wanted, has 49 users in the last 2 months. So that's not good. And then everything seems to be centered around Jared, who doesn't seem to know how to code. So where are we at? It seems like it's centralized. It seems like it all relies on him, which would definitely meet the definition of a Howey test under the securities analysis. Let's see what happens when we press enter here. Let's see how many transactions there actually are in 10 plus years. Waiting. That's a really slow response time. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. It's been less than 4 million transactions. What does that work out to? Let's see. DigiByte has been out for a little over 10 years, and it only has 3.7 million, well, let's say 3,789,622 transactions. So how many transactions on average per day is that?
To find the average number of transactions per day over 10 years, you can use the following calculation. First, convert 10 years into days. 10 years...
I don't want to hear the math. Just tell me what the final result is. Let's just go ahead and assume that it's 10 years and 2 months. And there's 3,789,622 transactions.
The average number of transactions per day is about 1,015.
1,015. Okay, and does that take into account anything other than actual transactions on the DigiByte core network, like real peer-to-peer transactions?
The number of transactions typically includes all transactions recorded on the DigiByte core network, which would generally be real peer-to-peer transactions. It doesn't usually account for off-chain transactions or internal movements within exchanges, unless those transactions are broadcast and confirmed on the blockchain itself.
Yeah. Okay, so give me a comparison roughly of how well DigiByte is performing amongst other Bitcoin-like coin daemons.
DigiByte's average of approximately 1,015 transactions per day can be compared to other Bitcoin-like cryptocurrencies, but the performance can vary significantly. Here are some rough comparisons. 1. Bitcoin, BTC. Bitcoin processes a significantly higher number of transactions per day, typically ranging from 200,000 to 400,000 transactions. 2. Litecoin LTC. Litecoin usually sees around 20,000 to 50,000 transactions per day. 3. Bitcoin Cash, BCH. Bitcoin Cash averages about 20,000 to 100,000 transactions per day. Compared to these, DigiByte's 1,015 transactions per day is relatively modest. However, it's worth noting that transaction volume can be influenced by various factors, such as network adoption, transaction fees, and specific use cases tailored to each cryptocurrency.
So, in a few words, why do you think the number of transactions is so low over the course of 10 years?
The low number of transactions could be due to limited adoption, lower user engagement, and competition from other cryptocurrencies with higher visibility or more established use cases.
In a few words and with a quick research review, why do you think DigiByte struggles so much to gain popularity and adoption?
DigiByte struggles with popularity and adoption due to several factors. Firstly, the project has a decentralized approach to development and promotion, relying heavily on community efforts rather than a centralized marketing strategy. This decentralized nature, while valuable for security and principles, leads to challenges in coordination and cohesive promotion. Additionally, DigiByte faces intense competition from other cryptocurrencies that have more established user bases and clearer use cases. Despite having technological advantages like fast block times and a robust security framework, these features haven't translated into significant market adoption due to lack of widespread awareness and strong promotional efforts. Moreover, DigiByte's ecosystem, although innovative, may be seen as complex for new users, which can be a barrier to entry compared to more user-friendly platforms. The project's ambitious goals and technological innovations haven't been effectively communicated to a broader audience, which is crucial for adoption.
And what do you find when you look up Jared Tate, the founder of the coin? What kind of sentiment is out there on the internet about him and DigiByte?
Jared Tate, the founder of DigiByte, has a mixed sentiment on the internet. He is praised for his dedication and contributions to blockchain technology, particularly with innovations like SegWit and the DigiShield difficulty adjustment algorithm. However, he has also faced significant challenges and criticism. Tate has been outspoken about the negative aspects of the cryptocurrency industry, particularly its focus on short-term profits over long-term innovation. He stepped down from daily operations in 2020, citing frustration with the greed he perceived in the crypto community. This decision
No, perfect
can
timing
end up
there.
with relatively little financial return. Despite these challenges, Tate remains committed to the ideals of decentralization and continues to support DigiByte from a distance. His criticisms of the industry's centralization and the behavior of some major exchanges have resonated with parts of the crypto community, though they have also led to conflicts and setbacks for the project.
So when you look at the fact that he's really the only guy that's left as a developer because everybody's left, how does that pass or not pass a Howey test under a securities analysis?
To determine whether DigiByte would pass the Howey test, which is used to assess whether an asset qualifies as a security under US law, we need to look at several factors. 1. Investment of money. This element is generally met if individuals invest money or other assets into the project. 2. Common enterprise. This typically means that the fortunes of the investors are interlinked with those of the project and other investors. If DigiByte's success is seen as directly tied to the efforts of Jared Tate, it could indicate a common enterprise. 3. Expectation of profits. Investors would need to be expecting profits primarily from the efforts of others. Since Tate is heavily involved and the primary developer, this might suggest that investors rely on his efforts for the project's success. 4. Efforts of others. If the success of the project and the return on investment are due to the efforts of a promoter or third party, in this case largely Jared Tate, it would satisfy this prong of the test. Given that Jared Tate is the primary driving force behind DigiByte, with other developers having left, this could imply that the project's success heavily relies on his efforts. This reliance could make DigiByte appear more like a security, as investors may be looking to his efforts for their expected profits. This reliance on a single developer for the success of the project can create a situation where DigiByte fails the Howey test, and thus might be considered a security under US law. However, it's important to note that the final determination of whether DigiByte is a security would ultimately lie with regulatory authorities like the SEC, which would consider all aspects and specific circumstances of the case.
It seems like all the developers that come to work on it get chased away, and then everybody looks to Jared. So it seems to me that the project relies on Jared, but Jared doesn't seem to be a very capable or competent coder to begin with. And anytime anything happens, everybody only talks about Jared. So that's just my opinion. To me, it seems like a security based on what you're saying, but the fact that there's only been 3.7 million, let's just call it 3.8 million transactions in the last over 10 years is pretty insignificant, since even Sumcoin had over 32 million transactions in its first 2 years.
Your observations about DigiByte and Jared Tate do highlight several issues that could potentially classify DigiByte as a security under the Howey test. The project's heavy reliance on Jared Tate, combined with the departure of other developers and the minimal transaction volume over a decade, suggests that DigiByte's success is closely tied to his efforts. This centralization around a single figure can be problematic for a project that aims to be seen as decentralized. Additionally, the low transaction volume compared to other cryptocurrencies indicates a lack of widespread adoption and use, further emphasizing the project's dependency on its founder's reputation and efforts. The fact that Jared Tate has often been the focal point of discussions and issues within the DigiByte community suggests that investors may perceive their potential profits as heavily dependent on his actions and decisions. This aligns with the Howey test's criteria of expecting profits primarily from the efforts of others. While this doesn't definitively determine that DigiByte is a security, it does raise significant concerns that regulators could interpret it as such, particularly given the project's structure and dynamics.
So, what are your thoughts about that, where Sumcoin had 32 million transactions in its first 2 years?
The significant difference in transaction volumes between DigiByte and other cryptocurrencies, such as a coin with 32 million transactions in its first 2 years, underscores several points. 1. Adoption and use case. High transaction volumes usually indicate robust adoption and real-world use cases. A coin with 32 million transactions in 2 years suggests it has found a strong user base and practical applications that drive frequent transactions. This could be due to factors like lower transaction fees, faster transaction times, or integration with popular services. 2. Marketing and community engagement.
Well, let's talk about, so what do you think is more attractive about Sumcoin than DigiByte to have achieved that? You know what the facts of each coin are, right?
The significant appeal of a cryptocurrency that has achieved 32 million transactions in its first 2 years compared to DigiByte can be attributed to several factors. 1. User experience and accessibility. If some coin offers a more user-friendly interface, better wallet options, or easier integration into everyday transactions, it is more likely to attract a larger user base quickly. 2. Marketing and community engagement. Effective marketing campaigns
Still
and
not
active
giving me.
community
So, does it boil down to the problem that Sumcoin solves versus the problem that DigiByte solves? And what are the key differences that you see between the two?
Yes, the difference in adoption and transaction volume between Sumcoin and DigiByte largely boils down to the problems each cryptocurrency aims to solve and how effectively they address those issues.
It's giving me really
Here are
generic.
the key differences.
Okay, here you go.
Sumcoin problem solved. Sumcoin aims to provide a stable and representative value by being an index-priced cryptocurrency, similar to how the Dow Jones indexes stocks. It aggregates the value of the top 100 most valuable cryptocurrencies by market cap, aiming to offer a more stable and reliable store of value compared to individual cryptocurrencies, which can be highly volatile. Key features. 1. Index pricing. This unique approach helps stabilize the value, making it attractive for investors looking for less volatility. 2. Representation of top cryptos. By representing the top 100 cryptocurrencies, it provides a diversified exposure to the crypto market. 3. Trust and stability. The index approach can build trust among users looking for a more predictable investment option. DigiByte problem solved. DigiByte focuses on providing a faster, more secure, and decentralized blockchain that can handle a higher transaction volume. It aims to improve upon Bitcoin by offering faster block times and enhanced security measures. Key features. 1. Fast transactions. With a block time of around 15 seconds, DigiByte offers faster transaction confirmations compared to Bitcoin. 2. Security. Utilizing 5 different mining algorithms, DigiByte aims to increase network security and decentralization. 3. Scalability. It can handle up to 560 transactions per second, which is significantly higher than Bitcoin's current capacity. Key differences. 1. Use case. Somecoin is focused on providing a stable investment vehicle by indexing the top cryptocurrencies, appealing to investors looking for a diversified and less volatile option. DigiByte is geared towards creating a fast, secure, and scalable blockchain for everyday transactions and decentralized applications. 2. Target audience. Somecoin targets investors and those looking for a stable store of value. DigiByte targets users and developers looking for a fast and secure blockchain solution for various applications. 3. Adoption strategy. Somecoin's adoption strategy revolves around its unique value proposition as an index-priced coin, attracting those interested in a stable and diversified investment. DigiByte's strategy focuses on technological superiority, aiming to attract users and developers through its fast, secure, and scalable blockchain technology.
But it doesn't attract other developers, and when it does, Jared pushes them away, and he's the one that's controlling everything, and it's not innovative. The core of the wallet has been said to be updated for like the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and he hasn't been able to, because like I say, from what I'm reading, it doesn't sound like he knows what he's doing. Somecoin also is proof of stake, and I think that DigiByte is just stupid with the 5 different mining algorithms, and proof of work in and of itself is inherently insecure, and it requires a ton of electrical input to maintain. It just doesn't make sense to why not use proof of stake for validation of blocks. Plus, I mean, what's the purpose in having really fast block times if over the course of so many years you only average like 1,000 transactions a day? And I mean, you're capable of doing 560 per second. So you've really, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, all right. Any final thoughts on this? Thanks for your time, by the way. Yeah. It is thinking. I can't wait.
You've highlighted some critical issues and insights about DigiByte, which raise valid concerns about its development, management, and technological choices. Key points and final thoughts. 1. Leadership and development. Jared Tate's dominant role and the apparent departure of other developers point to centralization, which contradicts the decentralized ethos of blockchain projects. This centralization can deter other developers from contributing and hinder innovation and updates, as you've noted with the stagnant development of the DigiByte wallet. 2. Proof of work versus POW is resource intensive and can be less secure compared to POS, which is more energy efficient and can provide robust security without the high electrical costs. Many modern blockchains are moving towards POS for these reasons. 3. Block time and transaction volume. The fast block times of DigiByte are theoretically beneficial, but seem redundant given the low average daily transactions. This discrepancy highlights a mismatch between the network's capabilities and its actual usage, indicating potential issues with adoption and real-world application. 4. Innovative edge. Somecoin's approach with proof of stake and its focus on being an index-priced cryptocurrency offers clear, innovative value that resonates with users looking for stability and efficiency. In contrast, DigiByte's innovation with multiple mining algorithms hasn't translated into broader appeal or practical benefits for users. Conclusion. Your assessment suggests that DigiByte's reliance on a single leader, combined with outdated technology choices and underutilized network capabilities, has hampered its growth and adoption. On the other hand, Somecoin's clear use case and more modern consensus mechanism have likely contributed to its higher transaction volume and broader appeal. Thanks for sharing your detailed observations and thoughts. They highlight important considerations.
Well, but to be clear, like I want DigiByte to succeed, okay? So the purpose of this is not like just to do a bash session on DigiByte, but I don't know how to make it succeed. And one of the reasons that I think it's centralized is because, like Jared, like you said, he'll walk away, but then he comes back. And then a couple weeks ago, he put out a Twitter post and a poll, and it said, "Do you want me to quit development or stay?" And there was something like, I don't know, hundreds, if not close to 1,000 votes, and in total, and it ended up being like 89% saying stay, but and that's just in a couple of day poll. It was like a 2 day long poll. So if you can't even get 200 users of the DigiByte wallet on like Totality Wallet in 2 years, then or 49 DigiByte users on the DigiByte wallet that's been out a couple of months, how in the hell do you get 1,000 people to vote for something? And it was not going in his favor initially, and then suddenly it shifted. So what are your thoughts about that? And what are your thoughts about how do you get DigiByte on the right track so that it's appreciating in value and being used? These would be the final thoughts, guys. If I end up sharing this anyways,
Your desire for DigiByte to succeed is clear, and your concerns highlight critical areas where improvements could be made. Here are some thoughts on the issues you've raised and potential strategies to get DigiByte on the right track. Concerns with centralization and community trust. 1. Centralized perception. Jared Tate's central role and the poll he conducted suggest that there is a strong perception of centralization within the DigiByte community. This perception can be damaging to the project's reputation as a decentralized network. 2. Poll validity. The sudden shift in poll results raises questions about the legitimacy of community feedback. Ensuring transparent and verifiable community engagement is crucial for building trust. Strategies for improvement. 1. Decentralized governance. Implementing a more structured and transparent governance model can help. Introducing a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, to oversee key decisions and development directions could distribute power more evenly and involve the community in meaningful ways. 2. Attracting developers. To attract and retain developers, DigiByte could establish grants or incentives for contributing to the project. Creating a welcoming and collaborative environment with clear documentation and support can also help in building a vibrant developer community. 3. Improving adoption. Focus on real-world use cases and partnerships that demonstrate the practical benefits of using DigiByte. Highlighting successful integrations and showcasing user stories can attract new users and increase transaction volumes. 4. Marketing and awareness. A well-coordinated marketing campaign to raise awareness about DigiByte's unique features and benefits can drive adoption. Engaging with influencers, attending blockchain conferences, and utilizing social media effectively are crucial steps. 5. Technological updates. Addressing technological stagnation by updating the wallet and core software is essential. Prioritizing these updates and communicating progress transparently can build confidence among users and developers. 6. Community engagement. Foster genuine community engagement by regularly seeking input, hosting AMAs, Ask Me Anything sessions, and ensuring that feedback is acted upon. Building a strong, engaged community can help in spreading the word and increasing adoption. Addressing centralization concerns. Transparency. Increased transparency around decision-making processes and development updates. Regular reports on development progress and financial transparency can build trust. Delegation.
Yeah, but everything that you're talking about makes it sound even more like a security. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is that I've been saying Jared needs to go. He needs to move on. And you're sitting here talking about how all these things need to be built, but guess who's going to end up being the one that's having to build all that? It's going to be Jared, because he won't let anybody else touch anything. So I don't know if this succeeds or not, but thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
I understand your frustration. The situation with DigiByte does appear challenging, especially with the centralization issues surrounding Jared Tate. The strategies I mentioned would indeed require broad community involvement and leadership beyond just one person, which seems difficult given the current dynamics. For DigiByte to truly succeed and avoid the pitfalls of being seen as a security, it might need a significant structural change, possibly involving 1. New leadership. Transitioning to new leadership or a more decentralized governance model could help. This change would allow new ideas and management styles to foster a more open development environment. 2. Empowering the community. Actively involving the community in decision-making processes can help reduce the perception of centralization. Setting up systems where the community can vote on proposals and see their impact could help. 3. Third-party development. Encouraging third-party developers to build on DigiByte without direct interference from the core team can diversify the development efforts.
Oh, wait. Let me tell you about that real quick. So I've worked on this DigiByte wallet, right? And a couple of days into it, people ended up just with these hate attacks and then sending me crap through the mail. So I highly discourage that, and most anybody else that's ever tried to build anything gets discouraged as well. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop it there. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and thanks for talking. Well, there you have it.
I understand the difficulty and frustration you've experienced.
So I don't know. I mean, look, this transaction count sucks. I think at a certain point the numbers kind of say it all. I think personally that the next thing needs to be, let me set this up to transaction index, and then I'll set up a block explorer, and I want to look at a rich list. Yeah, I'm thinking that we need to do that. So I'm thinking too many people are holding too many coin, and I'm thinking nobody, even Johnny Law, knows what's going on. Maybe he does. I don't know. It's too weird. Anyways, peace out.